Welcome to Global Byte. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. The world is shifting, and the pace of change is accelerating in ways few could have predicted just a decade ago. We are witnessing the unraveling of old certainties as the global landscape transforms before our eyes. The old rules are being rewritten, not just in boardrooms and parliaments, but in the very fabric of international relations. Long-standing agreements are being questioned, and new frameworks are emerging to take their place. For decades, Western nations dominated global politics and finance, setting the agenda for the rest of the world. Their influence shaped everything from trade policies to security alliances, and their institutions became the pillars of the international order. Now, BRICS, a coalition of rising powers including Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, is challenging that dominance. These nations are asserting their own interests and demanding a greater voice on the world stage. This is more than economics. It's a fundamental shift in global power. The balance is tilting as new alliances form and old ones are tested. The world is no longer unipolar, and the implications are profound. BRICS is building its own institutions, trade routes, and platforms for the global south. From development banks to digital payment systems, they are creating alternatives to the Western-led order. Dozens of nations, feeling sidelined by the current system, are drawn to this movement. They see in BRICS a chance to have their voices heard and their interests represented. The expanded BRICS bloc now represents nearly half the world's population and a major share of its economy. Its influence stretches from Asia to Africa, from Latin America to the Middle East, touching billions of lives. As BRICS grows, it forces the world to reconsider old alliances and power structures. New partnerships are being forged, and the global chessboard is being rearranged in real time. In this feature, we'll uncover how BRICS formed, who's involved, and what this means for the future. We'll explore the ambitions driving this coalition, the challenges it faces, and the opportunities it presents for a more balanced world. This is the story of a new era, one defined by ambition, division, and the quest for a multipolar world. The stakes are high, and the outcome will shape the destiny of nations for generations to come. BRICS began as an idea in a 2001 Goldman Sachs paper, grouping Brazil, Russia, India, and China as emerging economic giants. Initially just an investment term, the concept resonated with these nations, who sought a more balanced global order. They felt sidelined by Western-dominated institutions like the IMF and World Bank. Their informal meetings evolved into annual summits, with the first in 2009 marking BRICS' official birth. In 2010, South Africa joined, expanding the group to BRICS and giving it a foothold in Africa. The alliance deepened, focusing on economic development and creating new institutions. In 2014, they launched the New Development Bank and the Contingent Reserve Arrangement, direct alternatives to Western financial systems. BRICS was no longer just a label, it was a new force in global governance. 2023 was a turning point. BRICS invited Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE to join. Argentina declined after a political shift, but the expansion pressed on. By late 2024, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, and the UAE became full members. In early 2025, Indonesia joined, making BRICS a 10-nation alliance. The expanded group, now called BRICS Plus, stretches across Latin America, Africa, the Middle East, and Asia. Today, BRICS includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, the UAE, and Indonesia. Over 20 more countries are eager to join, with Turkey and Saudi Arabia as prominent aspirants. The bloc has also created a partner country category for closer ties. The next summit in Brazil is expected to signal even more growth. Rumors of European countries joining BRICS are misleading. No EU nation is a member, though Russia, a founding member, straddles Europe and Asia. Turkey, bridging Europe and Asia, is a leading candidate and close partner, but not yet a full member. Turkey's potential entry would create complex geopolitical dynamics, especially as a NATO member. Recent US tariffs on EU exports have fueled interest in alternatives like BRICS. The bloc's appeal now reaches far beyond its original geography. Russia remains the European anchor, and Turkey's candidacy highlights shifting alliances. The discussion itself signals a world where old divisions are fading and new partnerships are emerging. The expanded BRICS bloc now represents 46% of the world's population, nearly 1 in 2 people. This demographic weight gives it immense influence and a vast consumer market. Economically, BRICS accounts for over 35% of global output by purchasing power parity. China leads, but the combined strength rivals the G7. The bloc is now a major player in global energy, uniting top producers and consumers. There's talk of a new energy bloc, possibly challenging the US dollar's dominance in oil trade. The new development bank and contingent reserve arrangement offer funding alternatives without Western conditions. While smaller than the IMF or World Bank, these institutions are building a parallel financial system. For many developing nations, BRICS offers a new path to growth and influence. BRICS expansion is shaking up global politics, challenging Western-led institutions. The bloc gives the global South a powerful diplomatic platform to amplify their voices. BRICS's principle of non-conditionality attracts diverse political systems, from democracies to monarchies. But internal differences, like India-China rivalries and varying attitudes toward the West, pose challenges. Some members see BRICS as an anti-Western alliance, others prefer reform over confrontation. This diversity means the bloc's political impact is complex and sometimes contradictory. Forming a united front on sensitive issues won't be easy. The future of BRICS as a political force depends on managing these tensions. Its true power will be measured by its ability to act together on the world stage. BRICS, a coalition of emerging economies, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, has set its sights on transforming the global financial landscape. Their goal is to reduce the world's dependence on the US dollar, a process known as de-dollarization. This movement is not just about currency, it's about shifting the balance of power in international finance and giving developing nations a stronger voice. The dominance of the US dollar has long given America significant influence over the global economy. With the dollar as the world's primary reserve currency, the US can impose sanctions, control financial flows, and shape international trade to its advantage. This leverage has been a cornerstone of American power for decades, but it has also created vulnerabilities and frustrations among other nations. In response, BRICS is developing its own financial infrastructure. The new development bank and the contingent reserve arrangement are designed to provide loans and financial support in local currencies, reducing the need for dollars in cross-border transactions. These institutions aim to foster economic cooperation and resilience among member states while also attracting new partners from the global South. The recent expansion of BRICS, especially with the inclusion of major oil-producing countries, has made the idea of trading energy in non-dollar currencies more realistic than ever before. By conducting oil and gas transactions in their own currencies, BRICS nations hope to weaken the grip of the petrodollar system and create new opportunities for economic growth. If BRICS members succeed in pricing oil and other key commodities in their own currencies, it could mark the first serious challenge to the petrodollar system in decades. Such a shift would have far-reaching implications, potentially altering global trade patterns and reducing the US's ability to use its currency as a tool of foreign policy. However, the US dollar remains deeply entrenched in the world economy. Its stability, liquidity, and the sheer size of the American economy make it difficult to dislodge. Investors and governments alike continue to trust the dollar as a safe haven, especially in times of crisis. At present, no single BRICS currency is ready to take the dollar's place. Each member's currency faces its own challenges, from limited convertibility to concerns about political stability and economic transparency. Internal differences also complicate the bloc's ambitions. China, with its massive economy, stands to benefit the most from any shift away from the dollar, but other members are cautious. They worry about simply replacing US dominance with Chinese influence, and debates over governance, voting rights, and strategic priorities continue to simmer beneath the surface. The future of BRICS as a financial powerhouse will depend on how well it can manage these internal dynamics, build trust among its members, and present a united front to the rest of the world. The journey toward a new global financial order is just beginning. It will be a long and uncertain road, filled with challenges and opportunities as BRICS seeks to redefine the rules of the game. Experts are split on what BRICS expansion means. Some see it as an anti-Western bloc, pointing to members like Iran and the rhetoric from Russia and China. They argue BRICS is driving a new Cold War-style rivalry, with China steering the agenda. Others see a reformist coalition, not a monolithic alliance. Members like India, Brazil, and the UAE maintain strong Western ties and seek reform, not confrontation. For many, joining BRICS is pragmatic: access to markets, finance, and diplomatic clout. The bloc's future depends on balancing rivalry with reform. Whether BRICS becomes a disruptor or a bridge builder remains to be seen. The recent expansion of BRICS marks a pivotal turning point in global history, signaling the end of an era where a single superpower dictated the world's direction. For decades, the international order was shaped by the dominance of a few Western nations, but now the balance of power is shifting. We're entering a truly multipolar age, where influence and leadership are distributed among several rising powers. New centers of economic, political, and cultural gravity are emerging across the globe, from Asia to Africa to Latin America. With BRICS now representing nearly half the world's population, billions of people who were once on the margins of global decision-making are gaining a stronger, more unified voice. This shift is empowering nations that have long sought greater recognition and respect on the world stage. For the West, this new reality means adapting to a world where their influence is no longer absolute. They must learn to share power, negotiate with new partners, and reconsider old alliances in light of changing dynamics. For the global South, the rise of BRICS offers fresh opportunities, access to new markets, alternative sources of investment, and a chance to chart their own development paths, free from the constraints of traditional Western-led institutions. Yet, a multipolar world is not without its challenges. Increased competition between powers can lead to instability, and the risk of internal divisions or regional conflicts may grow as countries assert their interests. Navigating this complex landscape will require unprecedented levels of diplomacy, cooperation, and mutual understanding. Only by working together can nations hope to manage tensions and seize the opportunities of this new era. The rise of BRICS is a wake-up call for the world to pay close attention, as the very map of global power is being redrawn before our eyes. Alliances are shifting, and new partnerships are forming in real time. Whether this transformation leads to greater cooperation or deeper divisions, one thing is certain. The future will be shaped by many voices from every corner of the world, and embracing this diversity is essential for building a more just and balanced global order.